Hebrews 13:9, Deuteronomy 18:10b through 12. Christians go to psychics more than any other. Do not be led away by diverse and strange teachings, for it is good for the heart to be strengthened by grace, not by foods which have not benefited those devoted to them. So strange teachings is what we're talking about here in terms of psychics. Many Christians consider Christianity to be tradition. It's not about an encounter with the living God. So when the SHTF happens, they turn to psychics. Someone whose stepfather was a voodoo priest, most of his clients were Christians. They turn to other things when they really need help, and they don't turn to God. Now, Deuteronomy 18:10a through 12. It's actually supposed to be 10b through 12. Anyone who practices divination or tells fortunes or interprets omens or a sorcerer. Divination is more or less supernatural power of communicating with the dead or telling the future. Or a charmer or a medium or a necromancer, someone who communicates with the dead. Or one who inquires of the dead. For whoever does these things is an abomination to the Lord, and because of these abominations, the Lord your God is driving them out of the land before you. The Israelites were to enter the promised land. These were the things that the people who occupied the promised land or the Holy Land did that caused them to be booted. And ultimately, the Israelites got booted because they adopted those beliefs. Many TIs, they are turning away from God, or they're insulting God by acting like God is just one of the things that they need to help them. They rely on their own knowledge of the program. They will turn to weird beliefs. Some of them will turn to psychics. Some will turn against God altogether. I've heard of them. And some of them, they disappear. They're mad at God, and it's their fault that they don't know God and they don't see God fighting for them. Two main things they're supposed to be doing, and one is tithes and offerings, helping the poor. The second thing is seeking God, prayer, fasting, reading His Word, praising Him. They don't do these things, so they don't know God. God's not going to help them. You have to do something in order to get to know God. If you're in the U.S., you can help people. For $39 a month, you can save a human life. You can sponsor a child through World Vision in Africa, South Asia, Southeast Asia, South America, parts of the world where it's the third world. And then you can seek God. And then you will not be committing the sins in the Bible, in Deuteronomy. We're not supposed to be doing this stuff. God is more than enough. Sometimes He will deem it appropriate to tell you the future. He's done that for me. But there is nothing that's supernatural that can stand in His place. He can protect you from this program. His yoke is easy and His burden is light, and He can make that be the overarching experience being a targeted individual. Like, subscribe, share, comment, any combination thereof, and God bless.